It's Tuesday the 7th of December and it's Richard here, and we're looking at a chart of the US dollar index on a 4-hour basis, trying to get a read on the likely outcome of the pattern, which will influence direction. And it looks like it's tracking down. I put a short-term wave count on here with 5 waves up and 3 waves down. This could be an ABC, the alternate count, if this is not going to finish at 4 and then drive home for 5 and test the long-term support line here, or resistance slash support. So it's a little bit uncertain. If we go back to the daily, it certainly looks like, you know, we've got this ABC here, and the alternate count is that this is a third wave, the longest extension that tested the long-term support line on the weekly basis, is in fact a fourth wave, and therefore it'll make a new low. That would see that would be in line with, I guess, the Santa rally. Certainly from our indicator perspective, the market force, the direction obviously is down, and until the solid red bars down the bottom here peter out, disappear like here, and tail off up, and then you get the weakening of the trend as it's coming down. So this is working in opposite to the direction of the trend. So as the trend weakens, the bars lighten off, and then you get a solid green, which is first or second bar, offer entry points, particularly when you see these bullish engulfing candles here. So the point is that the trend is for the short term is certainly down. An alternate count is that it's wave 4 pushing down. The third count is that in fact this is coming down to finish the 5th up here, which would give us time to see the Santa rally get in place. So as we move on to that is the Australian dollar. As we move on to the Dow Jones on the daily, you can see that this pullback has occurred to 11,020, and then it pushed up through the long-term support slash resistance, and it looks like just at this early stage of the day, based on the market force, we've certainly got some upswing. Until we see negative bars, we'll treat this as going long, given that there is a small bit of support happened off this support line. So as we look at the Australian market, this is the SPY, you can see that it is pushing up. It looks like it's going to retest. I'd say it will overnight. Again, the market force is giving us a solid upward swing, and that's the trading direction, with caution as it's going to test this resistance. In the event that whatever news came out tonight, it broke through very rapidly, then we'd be certainly on target to go up to 4,900. And in the event that this bullish move continues through later part of December, then 51.28 would be the next target. The euro has come up and effectively tested the support resistance. It's just very cautiously a bull market at the moment. There's not a lot of strength in this particular trend, and if the US dollar gains strength, then this will get weakness and continue on its way. And certainly from the broader and preferred Elliott count, that is the likelihood. So we'd be pushing down to sort of 1.28 would be the next mark. Here's the financial sector of the Australian market. Clearly today, after the RBA announcement, it's pushed up to test not only this support line running back to mid-June, but also the 50 moving average, which it's coming down to hit. So no long trading opportunities until we see a breakthrough and then a test of this 4,400, and then that would be a long opportunity given that we get the run up through the latter part of December. Material sector has only gained strength. That'd be BHP and Rio pushing most of that. Certainly on the market force, we've got 2 strong bars there, which have been in play for a while. So long trades with a stop, you know, preferably under this gap, because gaps are notorious for being closed. So if there is any downside action, that gap in here would be closed out over the next few days, and then the rally would proceed. But really, any stops should sit under the longer term trend line, which we can draw. Here's actually, I say longer term, but here's a short term trend line. Any stop should sit under here, and that way capture, allow it to breathe, allow this gap to be closed, and this support, horizontal support here, which was the previous double top, allow that to come into play at about that 13,380 before it tracks higher. Gold, this is the weekly chart. You can see that it really is testing this overhead resistance. It's been in play for quite some time. Certainly the market for gold is all still bullish. I think there's a daily chart after this, which there is. Here's the short-term support resistance. That's a pretty significant drop. Our 1400 target was taken out. The next target of 1463 is still in play, but that overhead resistance sits up through here, and this is looking A, B, C. So whether or not it is a sloping head and shoulders, or indeed a correctional leg up, the expectation is that we'll see a retest of this support line here over the next week or so. And oil is our last chart, which of course has tested its overhead resistance again. This has been significant resistance, and the likelihood is that we'll see a breakdown. You can see the power of the market force, which has got us in on this trend beautifully all the way up on the daily chart to test from around about $80, a bit above $80 to $90. That's a $10 move. Actually a smoother, more easy market to trade at the moment than the Dow is. It's ranging more, slightly more volatile, and gives very good turning signals like this spike high doji star here, and then big down days, which is really what's to be anticipated over the next few days, depending on what the Dow does. If we go back to the Dow, you will see that I think the pattern suggests that we should get a test down. This will either turn into a triangle, so we'll have a rising trend line here and a horizontal trend line here. In fact, we could put that in just to demonstrate that. And what it means is that we'll see, because we've come virtually down in an ABC here, and then an ABC up. So in the event that it is a triangle, and there's really a couple of alternatives in terms of wave fours, what we'll see is a breakdown in 3 waves to test this line, and then that Santa rally we've been talking about for some time to spear on up and test the 11,850 mark. In the event that it's a flat correction, and given that the construct, that's entirely possible, this could push down now and probably come down to as low as 10,800. In fact, we can put a Fibonacci extension on that to see where it might come down to. The first target would be the 10,932, followed by the 10,648. So that's the likely extension in the event that it is a flat, is to push down. If it's a triangle, then it'll work between those 2 lines that we've talked about, and then push higher. So that's the lead up to and the likely lead up to Christmas. We see some downside action in the next week or so, and then a push on the way up. Okay, that's it. For more information, please go to themarketforecaster.com.au. Cheers.